What's up, George? What's going on in the house of Craze tonight?
In the House of Craze tonight, we have Booshie Boo Circus Mystery Kickstarter by Paul Gomez. And we're going to be talking about not Han Solo, but how to succeed when you're solo at a con. Coming up next.
Let's do it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. Yeah, you want to do it. Catch the Craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera, and I am with
George the Dreamer Medina. What's happening, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of Catch the Craze. It is Friday, August 26th. We are nearing September, bro. This is like the end of the year is here.
It's crazy, kid. It's
And
crazy.
we are coming at you with another indie creator. He's got a Kickstarter that has 3 days left, so we're going to be talking to him about that. And we're going to be talking about how to succeed when you're all by your lonesome
All
at
by
a convention.
myself.
You ain't got no friends, and you're at a convention. How do you succeed? We're going to be talking about that. But if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel. Give us a like, comment, hit the bell so that you know when we're going on. We have a show every Friday. We go live on Wednesdays, sometimes on Tuesdays. We also go live on Thursday mornings for the Morning Brew with the Crazy Crew.
Yeah.
But we talk about stuff that you probably already know, but we're going to give you, just a little insight on some of the things that we are doing and, all other kinds of fun stuff. So, yeah, buddy, everything is a go. Yo, August 26th, Sam. So this is the end of August.
I made a
going
year
into
here in Texas.
September. You've been in Texas for a year.
A whole year.
And this is the most conventions you've done in a while this year, right?
Yeah.
It has. Yeah.
I just completed actually today's the 26th. Yeah, so tomorrow I'll be at the Denton Comic Art Exposition.
There you go.
Yes. I just finished
yeah.
last week. I just finished the Arlington Comic Fest.
Word.
So
Yeah, man. But before we go into indie news, just catching everybody up on what's happening. The show is growing, bro. The show's growing. We got, as of this recording, we're up to 617 subscribers.
Yeah.
We're trying to get to that magic number of 1,000. Hopefully we'll get there by the end of the year.
that'd be nice.
But
That'd be nice.
yeah, but it's been quite a year, bro. It's been quite a year. I
a
can't
crazy
believe,
year.
Yeah, I can't believe how fast it's gone by.
Yeah, it's remarkable. That promo video in the beginning, what was that all about?
Yeah, so Paul Hayden from ASAP Imagination, big friend of ours, good buddy of the show. He's celebrating 2 years since he launched his company, the Anyone ASAP Animation. So Anyone Con is basically them celebrating 2 years of being out there, and they're gonna have games and they're gonna be talking to people on it's a virtual con, and they're gonna be talking to people on there. So it's going to be fun. It's actually today. It's actually happening today, 8/26. So it is. So because it's overseas, I'm not sure if it's already happening by the time this airs because it's 9:00 here, probably a little later there. We'll figure it out. But yeah, if you guys haven't yet, follow ASAP Imagination, ASAP as soon as possible. Imagination, follow them and go to their YouTube channel. Check out their con. Good, big friend of the show. So yeah. Big shout out to Paul. Congratulations.
Now, I'm hoping that that music was license free.
Yeah.
This
Good
video might
point.
get banned. This
Good
video
point.
might get
Well,
banned.
it's still up on his social media, so they would have taken it down from there
But I think he
also.
used it from Instagram, so I just gotta follow up and double check that. But
Mm.
yeah,
All right.
yeah, lots going on. We are it's the 26th, so we're about 24, 25 days away from the launch of There's an Alien on My Toilet issue number 3,
Hit
which
him with
is
the
freak
news. Hit him with the indie
which
news.
is
Let's do
freaking
it.
crazy, man. It's crazy. Subs in the Bronx.
Damn.
Subs in the Bronx, Bangasaki. Yes. Yeah, issue number 3 launches
Yo,
in what,
nice.
3 weeks, 3 weeks, 3, 4 weeks.
What is the actual launch date? What is it?
20th, September 20th.
September 20th.
September 20th. Yes. Have you signed up? If you signed up, you get this digital print. And you send me your email. If you sign up today, you can send me this digital print. You'll get this digital print of Duty's Monsters on Planet Cthulhu. Now he's like, what does that have to do with the campaign? Glad you asked. I'll tell you. Well, this is a double feature campaign. So there is a monster standalone story that I've been working on, grinding on, did all the work on it, drawing, coloring, writing, lettering, the whole bit. And it's this right here, Duty's Monsters on Planet Cthulhu. So, Duty's Monsters, you know that Duty has an active imagination. If you've read any of the issues so far, well, Duty has to go to a planet, um, you know, in the outer rim to he wants to go on another adventure. So he thinks this would be the adventure of a lifetime. Doesn't know. I think he's bitten off more than he could chew, and he needs some friends. So this is a great adventure. This series, you can unlock this book. You can unlock as an add-on at a stretch goal, and then you'll be able to add it to your basket. So I'm excited about that. But if you sign up, you'll get this digital print, and if you back it, so you get a sign up and you got to back it. And if you back it physically, you'll get this physical 7x10 print, hard card stock, high gloss, and you'll get that, and it's pretty dope. And there's also a variant cover because I'm launching it in September. It's right around the corner from Halloween, so there's a variant cover. An homage to The Shining. Here's Johnny, or here's Duty. So that's also going to be available in the campaign. So if you haven't gone to dutiesworld.com, go check it out. And there's a whole. I'm excited about this campaign. This campaign is going to be fresh. It's going to be like none other you ever seen. And I like to break 100 signups before we launch. So the only way that's going to happen is if we do it together. So let's make history. Hashtag let's make history. Let's do it together. Let's get to 100 and let's party.
I don't know why that cracks me up. Let's make history. That shit cracks me up. But yeah, no, a man after my own heart. Definitely get the signups. Sign up. Make sure you let Sam know that you signed up though, so you can get the physical.
Yes. I got one
copy
person
of it.
today let me know. So, well, because we're in the past, we're the present, whatever. So, some people are letting me know. I just got an email from that one we talked about, saying I'm looking forward to tomorrow. That's weird, interesting. But yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Pretty
no,
interesting.
cool, man. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, Duty, There's an Alien in My Toilet number 3 is coming to your Kickstarter campaign
Kickstarter
in
number
a few
3.
days. In a few days. So a
And
little
by now
over
you should
a
have
little
already
over a month.
received issue 2. So everybody who backed the campaign, you should have received issue 2 by now. So I'm excited about that. So lots going on with Duty. Duty's really kept me busy. I wanted to end the year. I was gonna do the campaign late October, but I wanted to do it earlier because the holiday season, and I'm most likely going back to work around September, October. So I wanted to be able to get everything out the way so I can focus on the holidays. So I've been drawing like a madman. If you've been joining me on my live daily drawing streams, every day Duty's become a new character. I've been drawing every day consecutively for 2 months, which is crazy,
Yeah,
crazy
man. Yeah,
online.
putting that work in, putting that work
Yes.
in. Now that's awesome. That's awesome. So that's good news about Duty. For those who have been, who obviously right by now, by this airing, everybody should have gotten everything from Disney in My Toilet. There was a hiccup at the beginning when I was sending everything out. By the time I got back from vacation, I had a bunch of packages that were sent back to me because apparently the post office opened them up because when it's so for those who don't know, right? If you're sending stuff out media mail, the post office can open that mail. Normally they can't open your mail, but when you put that media mail label on it, they can open it if they suspect that what's in it is not media mail. So yeah, so a few packages were
But I
sent
thought
back
you
to
can
me.
send the book as long as it didn't have any ads in it.
But comic books, even because remember they're opening, they're saying, "Oh, it's a comic book." They're
So
not
you
opening
lost
up the
that
comic book
money?
to read it. What do you mean? No,
So
well,
you
they
had
send it back. Yeah, the the $3.50 or whatever it is to send it. Yeah. So be careful. My mistake was I try to be cute, and I wish I had one with me, but I had this I had these like I guess envelopes made with the logo, the logo of the title or whatever, the Adventures of Wonder Duck, and then at the bottom I had getyourmeds.com. So they must have seen that and said, "Wait, this looks odd. It looks like advertising. Let's check out what this is." Now you can go on your phone and check out the website. So they saw that it was comics, and they assumed that because it's comics, it's going to have ads in it like a magazine would, not knowing that we're indies and we don't, we can't afford ads. Nobody's going to pay for an ad on a book. There are no ads in this book. So, but whatever. So they send them back. So that's why there's been a delay, and there was a delay
That's
in
why I
the
never got mine.
packages. Yours was one of the ones that was at my
Of
doorstep.
course.
So yeah, so just a quick heads up that's that
Oh bueno.
but by now, I mean, it's the end of the month. Everything
You're not the
should have
first
been.
one. I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about indie creators. They were saying that the post, like one guy said the post office banned him from sending any media mail.
Yeah,
They have him
they're
like
cracking down.
they got
They're
their
cracking
photos.
down.
It's
Yeah, they're
like, yo,
cracking down on it. You know why? Because I think that they're on to everybody. Because we'll walk into not you, but and I wasn't doing this. I was actually walking into post office with like 3 or 4 packages, right? And so I think if they see enough people walking into a post office with a bunch of packages that look exactly the same way, they're like, "What's going on? What the hell is this?" And then Kickstarters are more popular now. I think people are talking about the fact that there are Kickstarters. Comic books are being done through Kickstarter. They're probably thinking, "Oh, that's what this is." And then you got a guy who wants to be a hero at the post office. You know what I mean? Maybe he's new and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna check every single package," and opens it up and yep, got him. Send it back. So that's what happened. It's the messed up thing is it's my local post office. Like I've been like I sent a few out on like off post offices far away from where I live just because I'm on the road all the time. And I was like, "Oh, this is a good spot. Drop them off."
but
So
you're from Ecuador, right?
yes.
So he's probably from El Salvador. He says, "Forget that guy."
Wow, he went Latino on Latino crime,
Latino,
bro.
right? They kept it in the
What?
family.
Wow. Damn,
It's like,
We're getting banned. Listen, my Salvadorian brothers and sisters, my Ecuadorian brothers and
I love
sisters,
papusas.
oh, he can't even pronounce it right. Please
Papusas?
ignore this gentleman. The
Papa
views
sauce?
and the
Papa
statements,
dogs?
the views and statements of
Potatoes.
Samuel Vera do not reflect those of Catch the Craze or George Medina. Holy cow. Your wife would have smacked you upside your head right now. She heard you
She
say
wouldn't even
some
know what we're talking
shit
about. She
like
goes,
that.
yeah, you should. My wife is so
Oh, she
hypersensitive about everything. So, oh my God, I can't
no,
even walk
she's
down
not.
the block. But she goes, don't walk that way. You're walking like, I'm like, what? It's like,
She's
slow
not
down.
hypersensitive. She just knows the kind of
Stop,
things
man. I
that come
want to
out of your
live.
mouth, the
Live and let
kind of
live.
offensive speech that you spew.
Let a brother
Anyway,
live.
so
Yo, if
yeah,
you go to
so
the block and you watch how
you're not on the block. You live in
PR
Texas.
and DR
You are
talk
not
to each
on the
other, it's
block.
on.
Logo, you're like 62 years old. You're no longer on the
62,
block.
you wish.
You're no longer on
See
the
these
block.
guys?
You live in a nice house in Texas. The block,
Huh?
you left the block in New York many years ago. All right.
Yo, I'm on the block. It's just a nicer block.
That's a different block. Yo, but no, but for my fellow indie
Americans.
creators,
Uh,
okay, who are putting stuff out there via media mail, make sure that it's
you know what's
not
crazy is
evident
that when I go, I drop
putting
off
comments.
like 50 boxes.
Yeah.
So now I'm
Be
gonna have to do it
careful.
like 5 boxes at a time.
Be careful. Yeah. Unless, but didn't you have your mail lady that used to come and pick
Yeah,
up
yeah.
your
She
stuff?
actually backs my campaigns too.
So she's down. But see, that's what I'm
She's
saying.
down
Some
with
people
us.
see, but that's what I mean. That's what I was saying to you about it was probably like some brand new because they don't care. You know what I mean? Like they're like,
Yeah.
whatever, man. I'm just gonna throw it in the thing. It's already paid for. They don't have to do any work. All they do is doot and put it in the bag.
That's
They don't have to
it.
do anything.
What are you
We
doing?
do all the work for
That's
them.
because you
So,
try to be special and get you. They probably thought it was drugs. Hey,
yeah,
get
get
your
your
meds.
meds. Get your
Yeah,
meds.com. What?
yeah.
What meds?
There you
You
go.
check
We
that
knew
out.
it. He had
Yeah.
those shiesty eyes.
It was over. It was over. The funny thing is, so I go there in the morning. I drop 3 off, right? And the girl was like on her phone, and I was like, "Hey, these things already have the label." She's like, "All right, just put them in on the thing over there. I'll get
Right.
to it. Cool, no problem." So that was like around, I don't know, 9 in the morning. I come back around noon because I have some more that I wanted to drop off. I was like, you know what? Let me just drop these off now before I go. And the guy was in the front. He's like, did you drop some stuff earlier today? And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, that's going back to you. I'm like, why? He's like, oh, because it's not media mail. I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, yeah, we can open it, and it's not media mail. We were going to send it back to you. I was like, no, let me get it. I'll take it right now. If you're going to send it back to me, let me get it. So that happened that day, and I had sent a bunch of them out days before. So when I got back from vacation, boom, I had a whole I was like, yo,
That's why.
savages.
That's why you stood in silence when you got back. You're probably pissed. That's why I didn't hear from you for like an extra week.
No, I was out. I didn't get
I
back.
was
I
like,
was
this
out
guy took like
for like
3 weeks off.
I was out for like 10, 15, 10,
3
14
weeks.
days. Yeah, and I seemed like 14 days. You missed me. That's what it was.
That
It
was-
seemed longer. It
I
seemed
missed you
longer.
like I missed
You missed,
the
you
sour
missed
stomach from those
me.
enchiladas.
You missed me, bro. Anyway, what do we talk a little? When we get our meds, why don't we
Yeah,
talk
I
about
think
being
no, I don't know
solo?
if we want any meds. It's probably gonna get rejected. I'm not
Being
sure.
solo.
Damn meds. But yeah, but I think it's time to get our medicine. If I can find a damn thing. There you go. Boom.
It's time for your medicine.
How to succeed solo at a con. Interesting.
Succeed solo at a con, Sam. So talk to me. What's that all about?
Come and talk to me. I really want to meet you, girl. So basically, there's a likely, real likely chance that I'll be doing the October shows alone, and outside of kids comic con. But I really never. I've always had a ringman. Haven't done a show alone. And, oh no, I did one. I did one in the White Plains Mall. That White Plains
Didn't you do
Comic
the
Con.
kids con? The kids con you're by
I had
yourself.
my boy Eddie with me.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, and the White Plains Comic Con I did alone. That was the one I did alone. I was just dolo.
Okay.
And it what the so what I learned from that is that you can't have your head to be successful at a con. If you're going to be the only one standing at your table and there's nobody there, have try to get as many commissions done before you get to the con. And have it there because the last thing you want to do if you're by yourself is having your head down because then there's nobody to make eye contact to try to pitch to people walking by. None of that stuff. When you have a wingman, they can do all that stuff while you're taking commissions. So what helped me at the White Plains was that I had about 50 sketch cards already pre-done in my book. So I saw a lot of sketch cards from that. I did do a couple of commissions that hurt me because now I'm not looking at people coming but walking back. And you have to try to create a buddy system. You know what's like if you have to go to the bathroom, see if someone will watch your table. But my thing is have a tablecloth cover your stuff if you're gonna go to the bathroom, because you don't want to say, hey, and if someone's trying to sell something, you don't know if they sold something or nothing, you don't want to go through all that stuff. Just throw something over your table really quick. But the biggest thing, I think the biggest takeaway I took from it is try not to be occupied. And eat in bites. Don't stand there and have a big ass hoagie. Excuse my language. And you got mayonnaise on your fingers, and people coming by. We'll come back later. And so try to have something that's not as messy. Little bites, power bars, that kind of stuff. Thermos that you can just snack on throughout the day, so you don't have to leave for an hour. You don't, and close down your whole thing. I think the most you ever want to leave if you're by yourself is for those 5 minutes you got to go to the bathroom unless you ate something crazy and you got food poisoning. But hopefully that doesn't happen and next year it's over. But have healthy good foods, nothing greasy, nothing that's gonna that's gonna make you go. And keep your head up and stay focused and stand. When you're by yourself, and it's frustrating. If you're by yourself, you got to be standing 90% of your time. So this way you're engaging because you're competing. You don't have that wingman that's going to get the person on your left. So you got to try to entertain as many people as possible and attract people.
Yeah, I think that, and that from a, I mean, obviously you're coming from an artist point of view where you're getting commissions and stuff like that, and those kind of things. But like as a writer, you're probably not going to have your head down doing any commissions because who's commissioning you to do anything? So as a writer, you have to treat convention days like 9 to 5s. I'm going to work. I'm going to work from whenever the doors open from 10 to 7. And I think you do need to take a little lunch break. Maybe you put a little sign and just eat your food, get re-energized. Or like you said, maybe a power bar if you don't want to have lunch or whatever to be able to do it. But when you're by yourself, it's hard because there's nobody there. But I think that one of the biggest things, and we've always been good at doing this, is listen, the people around you, the people that are next to you, the people that all the other creators that are around you, they're there. And if you're not a jerk, they'll look out. They'll be like, yo, dude, I'll be right back. And you just take care of the table real quick. Just watch it. Not take care of it, just watch it for me. I'll be right back. Go and come back. Don't abuse it. Go, don't walk around and go buy that comic you were looking for. Go to the bathroom and come back, and everything is fine. But success, I think, comes with, like you said, you got to stand up. You got to be animated. You got to be talking. You got to be selling. You got, especially as a writer, because you have no other. There's no. I was talking to Anibal, and I was talking to my friend JM. Artists, man, listen. You guys can make a lot of money at conventions, not just on your books, but also just on commissions. You know, I
Word.
mean, people come up to the table and be like, "Oh, you're an artist. Can you draw this for me?" You know what I mean? And it's like now at that point, it's about scheduling things, right? It's about scheduling things. And I think one of the smart things to do is to have the person come back the next day,
Mhm.
and then work on whatever you got to work on, maybe at the hotel that night, and bring it to the person the next day. Or, well, what I've seen artists do now is they say, "Hey, if you want a commission, I'm going to be at this show. Put your orders in through social media. Pick it up at the show when I'm there." And then people go pick up their work there while they're at the show. So they're not actually drawing anything at the table.
Word.
So there are different ways. I mean, there are different ways to do it. Solo is hard because obviously you have nobody there. It gets boring. You have nobody to talk to. And if it's a slow show, you're there by yourself and you're kind of standing, looking around. Like there's really nothing to do. So it gets tough. So definitely try to get a buddy to go with you. But if you can't, then you got to have that mindset that I'm going to work. I'm
You
going
gotta,
to
yeah, you
work.
just gotta before, like for instance, when there was also a possibility the August shows that I was gonna potentially do it by myself, and then um, but it worked out that my wife will be with me. But so because I was anticipating that, I said, okay, let me get as many original pieces ready. So I have some painted pieces on canvas um, um, that I have ready. And I have more sketch cards in my sketch card book, and I have already pre-done sketch covers, so I can have it already there.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if she was going to be there with me. So, but she will be there, so it makes it easier. So, in the event that I do have a commission, I have somebody who can actually engage while my head's down. But when you're by yourself, again, I think the biggest thing is try not to have any kind of foods that's going to upset your stomach. Dry foods. That's easy to
says,
eat.
says big on the foods.
Yeah, man, stuff that's not gonna get your fingers dirty. You know,
Yeah.
I know, well, like, if I take a sandwich, like, for instance, if I took a sandwich, it's a turkey and Swiss, I won't put any dressing in it. I'll put turkey and Swiss on a
Right. Yeah.
sandwich,
Don't
and
need
I
anything
wrap
sloppy.
it up, bomb,
Don't
and
need
it's
anything
easy. Boom,
sloppy.
boom, boom. I don't get
Yeah.
any stuff on my fingers. I don't have to
Yeah.
worry about, damaging the books because I'm touching it, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah. No, I think, I mean, listen, I think that there are a few things that you need to also be mindful when you're by yourself because there's nobody to help you out. Is make sure that your area is neat behind the
Yes.
table so that everything is accessible. Your money, the change, your little device to put the credit cards in,
Yep.
whether it's QR codes you created on the table, know where they are, know what your table looks like so that you're not fumbling looking for stuff. Know your inventory so that when somebody comes to buy something and they're ready to give you the money last minute, you're like, oh no, I sold out of that. Like just know what you have, what's going on. Be ready to,
Yeah, like I know I have two shows back to back, and one's a kids event. And the kids event, I know I'm going to do really well. I usually do really well at kids events. So I ordered more inventory, so this way, I don't want to be caught with my pants down. I have a 2-day event, and then the week after I have a 1-day event. I don't want to. I want to just be prepared. So I was like, all right, let me just make sure I have enough inventory for both events.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so
You want
think
to
ahead. Look at do a count. Do your average. What I say is do an average. How many units have you sold per event? Do an average. What's the average of the total events? And say, all right, then maybe I'll potentially do this here. I'll do this there. And don't go crazy, but just make sure you have enough because you don't want. Again, you're there to try to recoup your money and to potentially make more money so you can keep on investing in what you do.
Yeah.
So that's the whole purpose.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I mean, I just think that when you're by yourself and there's nobody helping you, there are certain things that you have to do a little different. But there are also advantages to being by yourself because you can set up the table any way you want. It's always if it's just you by yourself doing the show, it's just your stuff on the table. If you're not sharing it with anybody else, you don't have to worry about how much real estate you have on your table. The whole thing is yours. So you can dress it up however you want. You can do whatever you want with it. So that's an advantage of being by yourself.
To dress you up with my
But
love.
but to be
All
successful
over,
though, you
all
got to
over.
be ready. You got to be ready with your
Yeah.
pitch. You got to be ready with your energy. You got to just be ready. Be ready to sell. Be ready to sell all the time. So
Word. So yeah, if
that
you have
is
any comments
correct.
about this topic, if you have any experience being at a con by yourself, what were some of the things that worked for you? What were some things that worked against you? Put it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And so we're gonna take a commercial break. That was y'all get you make segment, and when we come back, we're gonna be talking to our guest, Mr. Paul G.
Oh, Gomez.
Right. So let's see what am I playing today? What am I playing today? You know what? Why, oh, why should you subscribe to Catch the Craze? Hey,
It's Monty Moore. I'm a 30-year comics veteran in comics, games, and movies, and you've been watching one of my absolute favorite podcasts, Catch the Craze.
You are watching Catch the Craze.
What am I listening to?
And you're listening to Catch the Craze.
Where are all the indies at?
A Catch the Craze podcast.
What are you watching?
I'm watching Catch the Craze.
What are you gonna do?
Subscribe now to Catch the Craze, the #1 show online for independent.
Have you subscribed to?
If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the craze. Join the movement, catch the craze.
what's up? Well, welcome back, Mr. Gomez into his house.
Thank you for having me.
How
George,
you
it's
doing,
good to
Paul?
meet you.
Yeah, you too, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I've been a fan. I came on last time. You weren't here. I'm
I
glad to see you
know.
now.
I seem to be missing out on a lot of good interviews, man. I seem to be missing out. But Paul, thank you for coming on, man. Welcome to Catch the Craze. You are in Texas as well, right?
I am born and raised in Texas. I've been here all my life. I've visited other states, but this is home for me.
Yeah, nice, man. Born and raised in Texas. So growing up in Texas, man, what was it like? What was the comic book scene like in Texas growing up?
Well, I mean, it was really hot. I mean, Texas is always hot, but I mean, you got a lot of independents out here. Yeah, it is hot. It's devastating right now. But yeah, you have a lot of independents out here. There's a lot of new people, and it's been amazing. It's been really amazing.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And you've always are you the writer or artist on the book?
I'm the writer and creator. Right. I put together the teams and kind of just managed everything, if you will, captained it, and just kind of went from there. I'm pretty new, so I'm still kind of learning the ropes.
So I don't know if you heard us. We were talking about like doing conventions by yourself.
Yeah.
Have you had to do conventions on your own?
So, being brand new, I think I've only done about 6 or 7 conventions. I have done a few by myself, and it was very interesting. I think the main obstacle for me was whenever you're talking to multiple customers. I think it comes as a talent whenever you're talking to one person, but somebody else is coming up here trying to get your attention, and you don't want to stop talking to this person because you don't want to be rude, but you still want to help this other person. I think that's a talent that I'm trying to struggle with as a solo creator. But usually I take my kids with me, so they kind of help out, and they've been learning the pitches a little bit.
Oh, nice.
After about four conventions or so, I've actually heard them get up and talk to that second customer and be like, hey, this is what this one's about, this is what this one's about, which is
cool.
Is amazing. But yeah, it's really juggling. I agree with the food thing though, because man, me and my kids, we load up on like fruit bars and stuff for the day so we can have them under the table and just pull them up as a quick snack if we can't find anything else throughout the day.
That's awesome, brother.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. You know what I've seen at some cons? Like I've seen people like almost look like ringmasters. Like, gather around, everyone. I'm about to tell everybody what this book is about. And then that way you hit a bunch of people at the same time. You know.
Actually, I've got my son who cosplays as one of my characters right here.
Oh, that's
awesome,
cool, man.
Yeah, he cosplays as Lance out of Booshie Circus Mysteries, and he actually goes out there in front of the table every once in a while, and sometimes he'll start singing a bar or two from The Greatest Showman.
Oh shoot!
So it kind of attracts some of the attention, and we've done really well. Yeah,
good for you,
because of my mascot there, if you would.
Who made the costume?
I actually bought it before I started the comic.
Okay.
And it was kind of the I showed it was a reference to the artist. I was like, hey, this is what my kid's going to be wearing if we do go out to book signings and conventions. If you could make the costume like that, and they made it exactly like it. So it was kind of awesome that way.
Yeah, that's cool.
Fantastic. Man. Fantastic. The title, what's the significance with the title?
Booshie Circus Mysteries. Yeah, it was kind of brought on by my youngest kid. He used to run around kind of joking around with us, and he would run into his head first and he'd go Booshie boom. And so originally we were thinking about a character that was going to be shot out of a cannonball and they were going to go Booshie boom, but I haven't introduced that character yet, and so we were going to name the circus basically after this person, and it was Booshie Circus Mysteries.
Awesome, man. Awesome. What's the story about? What is Booshie Boo?
Well, it's a circus-based, comic, and it's about three apprentices, Lance, Luke, and Zahara. And Zahara is one of my female leads. She's a tiger trainer. And then you got Lance and Luke. Lance is the ringmaster, and he's stepping into that role for the first time. So he's dealing with that stress and anxiety. And I wanted to tell that story of delegating authority, because that was one of those stories that you really don't hear that often.
Yeah.
Luke is kind of my Luke Skywalker. He doesn't exactly know where he fits in. And right now he's kind of searching through his past. His parents want him to be a trapeze artist, but he doesn't exactly fit that role. And we're going to find out through a few issues where exactly he does fit. And it's going to be one of those journeys that you take.
That's awesome, dude. Why the circus? Like, why did you choose to do a story about the circus?
Well, originally when we started jotting down stories, me and my kids were in the middle of, after all the aftermath of everything that happened, I had lost my job and the kids were stuck at home. And we went into this room kind of like a think tank, and we were sitting around talking to story ideas. And originally they were pitching different ideas, including Harry Potter. And I was like, well, you can't do Harry Potter for the obvious reason. And they were like, what's the obvious reason? And I'm like, it's done already. We can't steal their idea. And then one of them was like, how about Buffy the Vampire Slayer? And I was like, vampires have kind of been done a lot. And we're like, how about a circus background with like, that casting of kids that are kind of growing up into their own kind of thing. Wow. So these three apprentices are about 20 years old, and they're kind of finding the world as well as finding their place in the world and the mysteries that come along with it.
Dude, I love the I guess the relationship you have with your kids, man. Like they're out here, it's like a little think tank, and you guys are like, it's like a writers. Do they help you write the stories?
They help me write Booshie Circus Mysteries. We throw around ideas still. We kind of outlined about 12 issues, so they don't exactly help that much anymore. But whenever I start writing the script, like whenever I sat down to write issue 2, we had to outline and kind of about 3 or 4 story arcs that we wanted to hit, and they would start helping me drop in the holes, but I would fill most of it out. So with the next issue, they'll help me out as well.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Tell us a little bit about your background in writing. Do you have any former training in writing, or like is this something you
No.
just kind of picked up?
No, as a matter of fact, me and two of my kids suffer from dyslexia so it's kind of hard to write and read a lot. But whenever we were doing it, I wanted it to be like a morale boost for the house, and I kind of wanted to make sure that they didn't lose track of that education of reading because I think reading is so important. Comics helped me out so much through life, and it was easier for me to read a comic than a book. So I've always wanted to write a book, and whenever we were doing this little think tank kind of thing, I was introducing them into comics, and it just kind of clicked, kind of why not do these both at the same time? So these stories kind of went into comics, and we just went from there.
Wow, that's awesome, man. I feel like comic books do a lot of that for like. I always talk about how like even growing up as like a Spanish kid who didn't know how to speak English, reading comics helped me with the language. Just because that's what you're doing. You're reading. What were you reading growing up? What were some of your favorite comics?
Well, I read a little bit of this and that, but really the most impactful one was an X-Men annual whenever I was a teenager. It introduced a story in the back, which was Bishop's story. And that character kind of motivated me to like get his first appearance and read and find all his issues. And then it just threw me into that X-Men world. So I loved X-Men. I mean, everybody loves Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, and I liked them, don't get me wrong, but it was really that oddball cast that kind of pulled me into it and made me love comics even more.
That's funny that you mentioned Bishop. Is there a character that you kind of hope people will look the way you looked at Bishop? Is there like a character that you write with the intent of maybe saying, okay, hopefully this character can make a kid say, hey, I want to learn more about him?
I'm not exactly I'm not exactly sure if there's one character specific thing that I hope attaches a meaning. I know whenever I wrote PTSD, it was a very personal project because I wanted to talk about mental illness and awareness, and I wanted it to impact a lot of people as opposed to just just one person or whatnot. And it has. I've gotten a lot of feedback from it, which has been great, and I was shocked and surprised that. Well, I guess that so many people read it. Because being my first book out, I was kind of like scared and nervous that it wouldn't sell and whatnot, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's PTSD. Yeah, I'm looking at your page now, and I see that it's actually like one of the tiers, right? Well, was 48 hours only. I see that it was. Yeah, good stuff, Paul. Sam, you had a question for Paul?
No, I mean, so what can people expect from this campaign?
So Booshie Boo Circus Mysteries issue 2 is going to be the continuation from issue 1. Issue 1 was a part 1, and this is going to be the part 2 that fully brings full circle that story. We left on a kind of a cliffhanger right there because I wanted to impact the fact that this is a mystery. And at the end of issue 1, there was like, who did it? You had these 6 suspects, and it really kind of emphasized on I wanted the reader to be able to guess at it and have these suspects. I was a big fan of Perry Mason. And one of the things Perry Mason did was not give you that suspect till the very end. But I wanted to make sure that it was in that first issue so you could guess until that second issue came out and then finally figure out that mystery.
Right. So, I mean, who does the coloring on this? I mean, the coloring is fantastic.
The amazing Gabriel Rowland is the colorist for this, and it's Brian, and I'm gonna mess this up. I always do. Ascura
is the artist.
Is the penciler and inker, yes, and then they're a great team, and they work so well together. But those colors are amazingly beautiful and pop off the page. That's one of the main reasons that I decided for these two on this team project.
Are they the same guys that did the first issue?
Yes, they are the same team from the first issue of Booshie Boo Circus Mysteries.
Nice.
Fantastic. So talk about how you vetted your team.
Well, and whenever I originally started, I was looking for somebody who is stronger in colors because of the circus background. I did run through about 3 interior artists, and it kind of had a few bumps along the road. That was the reason that PTSD came out first, because that artist was there from the start and just kind of went there. And then with these artists, we kind of went through about 3 different interior artist teams before we found Brian and Gabe, and they've been just amazing.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah. Do you have as far as the not just the tiers, but do you have any add-ons for the
I
campaign
don't
as well?
I don't have some add-ons just yet. I do plan on putting some in. We've kind of been piecing this together. It's been a little bit of a later start than I'm used to, but we will be adding a few add-ons on there. Brian and Gabe's cover, as a matter of fact, just got the ink and the colors in, and it's amazingly as well.
Yeah, no, you got some cool stuff. I mean, as far as add-ons, I would love to check out that PTSD book, and even your the other one that you have on here, the Cryptic Haze, which looks really, really cool.
Thank
No,
you.
it looks good, man. This looks really nice.
So what's the long-term strategy for your titles?
Well, PTSD is a one shot. As a brand new artist, I wanted to test my boundaries and kind of show my range of writing. So PTSD was one shot that I started writing after I started Booshie Boo Circus Mysteries. Booshie Boo Circus Mysteries is going to be 12 issues whenever it's completely said and done. This is obviously issue 2, and I'm working on issue 3, writing it right now as well. Cryptic Haze is going to be 3 issues. And then I've got a 4th title that I'm actually going to be coming out with, hopefully in October.
Sweet. So you're busy.
Yeah.
Do you have the artists lined up for all these other books, or like you're still looking for artists currently?
I have this next book, all the artists lined up, and they're kind of in motion already for my next book, which I guess it's a title in the making. It's called Prelude at the moment.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely always on the lookout for cover artists, because you can see with this one, I had 6 brand new cover artists, and I was looking for younger artists as opposed to the established ones that I had on the first issue.
Right.
And then whenever I did PTSD and then Cryptic Haze, I was definitely looking for a different set of artists. One of the things I really wanted to do, because I was so impacted whenever I first started, is I wanted to make sure that I was helping other people out and not just sticking with just one person and kind of just sharing the love, if you will.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's good. And both issues are on this campaign. So you can get, if you missed issue 1, you can get issue 1, and you can get issue 2 on the campaign. Looks great, man. Looks great. I mean, this show is going to airs obviously August 26th. So by then, I'm sure that the campaign would have been funded. And yeah, this looks really, really good, man. Good luck with everything that you're doing. This looks amazing.
Yeah. So what events are you doing this year for the rest of the year?
I just got signed up one for at the end of August in Lubbock. I forget what it's called. Hub City Con, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've only got 2 other cons after that. One of them is going to be in October. That's Cowtown.
Yeah,
and then Abilene. Yes, Abilene's going to be my last one for the year. I was trying to get into New York, and I'm on the waiting list, and I'm still crossing my fingers right there. But that's a tough one to get into.
That is.
And where's Abilene? When is that, in October as well?
November, I believe. Yeah.
Nice, man. Nice. The one that you're doing at the end of August, is that the weekend of the 27th? Is that?
I'm not exactly sure. I just signed up for it yesterday, and I think it's the last weekend of August.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Awesome, man. So go ahead, Sam. I'll let you ask him the question that you usually ask about the pitch.
That's not a question. This is where it's not a question, it's a statement. So
it's a statement. You hear that, Paul? It's not a question, it's a statement.
This is where we're going to give you the platform, and we're going to give you the camera, and give us the pitch, give us the elevator pitch. Let everybody know why Booshie Boo, and also where they can find you on social media. So go for it.
Booshie Boo Circus Mysteries is about 3 apprentices. Like I said, you've got Lance, Luke, and Zahara, which I wanted to make sure to have that strong female lead. Zahara is a tiger trainer. And like I say to most people, whenever you have a girl that's going to jump into a ring with a tiger, there definitely is a story behind it. And then whenever you got 2 young men who are brothers, and a beautiful young lady. There's hundreds of stories to be told, but the real story is about the mysteries. And if you can solve them before my characters can, at Booshie Circus Mysteries. You can catch me in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm Paul Gomez 790. I'm also on Comic Crusaders, doing a show every week, one on Thundercats and one on Think Indie. And you can buy my products on chartercomics.com.
Outstanding. And your promo video, how long is that video?
I believe it's about a minute.
All right, let's play it. Before we go, let's just play that video.
You're not sharing the
screen. It'd be nice if I shared the screen.
Yeah.
Let's try that one more time. Why won't you? Here we go. Let's do this. Boom. One more time. All right. Fantastic.
Great, dude. That looks great. Yes. Those pages look amazing, Paul.
Thank you.
Good job, man. Good job.
Yeah, man. Yeah, thanks for coming on the show. Again, we wish you a lot of success. And again, the links are in the summary. Check out Booshie Boo if you haven't done so already. The title alone should be enough to drive you over to the Kickstarter page. Check it out. And if you can't back it, share it out. Let the world know about Booshie Boo. Great job, Paul. Can't wait to see you at Cowtown.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll run into each other again. And you're always welcome back on Catch the Craze, brother.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, great. Nice to meet you, George.
You too, Paul. And hopefully one day it'll be in person. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, if you do get into New York Comic Con, let me know.
Awesome. Will do.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
Peace. So that was Paul Gomez. That's Booshie Boo. And again, check it out. And it's really good stuff. The artwork's really good. The writing's really good quality stuff. Check it out. Again, it's all about the indies. I recently made a post because whenever I go on social media, I always see everybody putting the top 10, crowdfunders, right? And it's always the same names, always the big names, the ones that generate the revenue or whatever. And it's really just, because they want more likes on their posts. And I was like, you know what? There's a lot of creatives out there that have a lot of heart in their work and a lot of quality, and they're not making any of those lists. So let's create our own list, and let's go out there and let's, help each other get the word out. And so I just felt that it was our duty to go out there and promote our brothers and sisters in arms out there that are all hustling and grinding and trying to, paint, add a little color to the rainbow out there in story making. So, if you haven't done so already, give it a shot. It's the cost of a latte. Go to Starbucks, go get one of those venti lattes and, choco mocha lattes, go over to Kickstarter and check it out. So I do. And that's all I do is also support indies, and so do George. So that's what we're about.
This one looks good. This one looks really good. I'm hoping he puts those, the two other books that he has as add-ons, because those look really good.
Yeah. And I think just a few more sample pages, like a little bigger, because the pages are beautiful. It's just they're so small. I think it's just blow up some of those sample pages. But yeah, I think it'll. I mean, he has 27 days. So one thing I've always done is when I've always played around with my pages. So it's like the first week I'm like, all right, let me change something up here. Let me change something. It's a work in progress. There's no science until you've built that fan base. You got to keep playing with Kickstarter because there is no right or wrong. It's just the how. And just keep promoting.
Yeah, no, this looks good. You can get the combo for like $12. So
Yeah.
that's not bad, man. You can get 2 books for $12, man. And the first one is 63 pages.
Cray.
So yeah, no, it's a really good deal. I mean, he's got some good stuff in here, and the artwork looks really good. The coloring is awesome, right? I like the coloring. I like
the coloring is top notch.
You
know, and I'm not. It works for that title too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's amazing how many fantastic colors are out there. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, there's a lot. And there's only 3 days left, guys. So make sure, or 2 days left. Well, no, you got 2 days left.
Yeah.
Of the campaign. So make sure you go out there. His goal is $1,000. By now, he should have made it. And hopefully he has a lot of backers to help him out. So make sure that you check out Booshie Circus. Paul Gomez, really nice guy, man. I love the fact that he works with his kids. His kids are like his road dogs, and he rolls out there with them. He's got one cosplaying one of the characters. That's freaking dope, man. It's a family affair. You've met him, right? Haven't you met him in person?
Yeah. We met at the Fan Expo.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the opposite side. We were in the same aisle, but he was in the opposite side on the corner table, and I was in the middle on the other side. Yeah. He actually picked up one of the commission covers that I did. Which one did he did? I think he picked up the Duty as Buzz Lightyear.
Okay.
Yeah, he picked that one up. But it was a good time. I didn't socialize much at that event because it was so crowded.
You never do, Sammy.
I never do.
You don't.
It's not in me.
Yeah, you
don't. When I go there, I'm always business. That's my thing.
Well, that's the thing. It's the 9 to 5, right? It's you go in there at 7. You leave. I mean, at 10. You're leaving at 7, and it's going to be work all day.
Yes.
I do think you need to, spread out a little bit. Don't get too crazy. Give yourself a little break.
You know what happens is because my wife is my wing dog. Every time I would leave the table because the bathroom's on the other end of the place, she goes, "Please don't go away too long," because she doesn't know how to use the place for the apps for the money, all that stuff. And I'm like, so I can never,
Yo, those things are still clunky, bro. Like those things are still, depending on what the service is inside the place. It could take a little while.
It's my data. I have to use my phone data. Yeah.
You're like, damn. Just give me one more second. It's.
Yeah, I stopped. Like which one do you want? I stopped doing inventory. I just swipe it. Yeah. I just put in a number. Just swipe.
Yeah. No, you figure that out afterwards. But I haven't used one of those in so long. They used to have like where you could just. Whatever they're picking up, you could just put the picture of it or whatever. They have like cooler looking ones where like it looks like you could use your iPad and it looks like like you're checking out of a what you call it.
Yeah. The problem is battery life. If you have electricity.
Yeah. That's the other thing. You need that battery. But yeah, no, this is good, man. Paul Gomez, man, you can come back anytime, Paul. Good job. And hopefully, by this recording, you would have been going into some stretch goals and things of that nature. So big shout out to Paul.
If you like this episode, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, hit that like button, share it with the world, leave comments below, any questions you have for us on this episode. And don't forget, sign up for There's an Alien in My Toilet launching on Kickstarter September 20th. And remember, if you sign up and you let me know you sign up, you send me an email, I'll send you this digital print. And if you sign up and you back it physically, you'll get that physical print. So a whole lot of stuff. Can't wait to see you there. I'm Sam the Crazy Man Ver.
George the Dreamer Medina.
And we are out.
It's just easy. It's not.
Crazy.
Acquiesce.
No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce. I met him. Say my name, right?
This is what you were thinking?
He described me. He said, I'm the
You're Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze on Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.